Hello to all table tennis enthusiasts. In this video, we'll discuss unconventional techniques and whether they can lead to winning. Can you play without proper technique? Can you play with poor technique? How do your results depend on living on Mars? That's roughly how we can describe the topic of this video. And it seems, why even discuss this? Just go to the hall and diligently study all the tennis movements, practice, and you'll have a good game and stable hits on the table. But not everyone wants to spend a long time learning, sweating through monotonous practice of the same movements. Not everyone has the patience. Maybe a person just wants to play and doesn't want to hire coaches, or simply can't afford it. Or maybe he doesn't have time for training, he just goes to the hall to play tennis. He may already have developed some ingrained movements. And everyone around keeps telling them that their technique is wrong, that it's bad, not to be foolish and to learn to play properly, or he won't get into heaven, and so on. And you keep doubting. Those doubts often haunt you and ruin your enjoyment. Should you train or not? Should you eat another sandwich or start dieting right now? When I started playing, I just played ping pong, then played outside. There was nothing correct about it. My movements were makeshift. By the way, friends, while we're creating interesting and useful videos and reviews for you, feel free to visit our shop, TT Maximum, more often. That would be the best way to thank us for our videos. Later, when I came to the tennis hall, I played the same way for a few months. Then I listened to more successful players and started learning the proper movements. Eventually, I developed a mix of proper and improper technique, and I'm completely satisfied with it. And by the way, I'm a pips player, although I initially trained as a typical attacker with 2 inverted rubbers. But if you play with 2 inverted rubbers in an attacking style, how important is proper technique? The first thing I'll tell you is that, in general, you can play with makeshift technique. You can even compete in tournaments and win them. So I can't say that playing without proper technique is impossible or bad. It's possible, and it sometimes happens. When designing this video, the idea was to show you a player at the amateur level with 2 smooth rubbers who plays with an extremely unconventional technique, playing attacking tennis at the table. His movements would be considered illegal in any sport because when you watch him, you lose your concentration. They distract you, and you lose the flow of the game, causing irritation and additional tension. His movements are unexpected. You never know what he'll do next and where he'll direct the ball. Yet it's effective in his case. You can play even with absurdly incorrect technique. However, we decided not to show you it to avoid breaking the fragile psyche of some viewers. Instead, you see another player whose technique leaves you uncertain about what has he more, correct or incorrect movements. This is a strong amateur level. A couple of years ago, a top 50 player from Croatia, Andre Gasina, barely escaped from him with a score of 11-9 in the 5th set in a team league match. So, in conclusion, I can say that you can play both with proper and improper technique. That's the general idea. Now I'll say a few words about the risks associated with improper technique. There are probably a lot of them. I'll mention what I know personally and consider the most dangerous. In my opinion, the most negative consequence of improper technique is injuries. That's not good at all. It's something that forces some players to stop playing for 6 months, a year, 2 years, or even forever. For example, pain in the elbow of the playing hand, or pain in the shoulder, back, and so on. Proper technique is optimized to make movements as safe as possible. But you don't get powerful topspin technique out of nowhere. It has to be developed through long training sessions. Improper technique, on the other hand, appears on its own, like holes in socks. But it can create additional strain on the body. This strain accumulates and gradually leads to injuries. These can be minor issues that you can ignore, or more significant strains that you don't notice, but they are there. Like hairs in the forest. You don't see them, but they exist. Additional tensions accumulate, and after a while, you start to feel pain in a specific area of your body. The pain grows, and so on. Or an injury can appear suddenly. I'm not claiming that any improper technique will have such an effect. No. Some are harmful, some are not. Some are less harmful, some more so. Many amateur pips players have unconventional movements, and they are fine with it. However, when you're playing topspins, doing them a lot, and your technique is improper, then there's a significant risk of harming your body. Playing topspins in an attacking rhythm puts maximum strain on the body. It's like a burger speed eating competition. In such a situation, there's a high risk of injuring your body with non-optimal movements, like biting your tongue or injuring the shoulder joint of your playing hand. So if you're an attacking player, improper technique can be genuinely dangerous for you, and the risk is substantial. I would say it's unacceptable. But situations vary for people, so the degree of acceptability differs for each player. By the way, while I'm sharing this high-tech information, please hit like and subscribe. It'll be nice for us, and you'll get a little boost in your karma. The second aspect that technique affects is efficiency. What's the speed of your topspin? How accurately do you hit the table? How often do you hit it? What are your physical costs during the game? How energy-intensive are your movements, considering that you execute it often? It often happens that when performing a topspin with improper technique, you attack worse. The ball flies slower. The ball spins less. Accuracy decreases. The stability of hitting the table declines. And ultimately, you feel less confident. Because of all this, you get less pleasure from the game process. And, of course, your performance suffers as a result. In the case of burgers, if you chew more slowly and longer instead of swallowing right away, you enjoy the process more, especially if you add cola. And to feel full, you need to eat fewer burgers. So if you want to play more effectively, enjoy the game more, and save on burgers, it's better to study the proper technique of table tennis. If you have any questions about this topic, feel free to ask in the comments below the video. Goodbye everyone.